Hello everybody, welcome back everybody. In continuation from the previous video, so after declaring the rows, then the vertical line as 30 pixels, then the animation might move then the seconds and make it infinity. So then my at keyframes said my move, and then I'll give it 50%. The 50% means is telling us the duration of speed, how the speed of the animation will be. Should it be very fast or slow? So, and then the vertical line, I've told you that one is telling us the distance between the animating object and the object below it. So while the first vertical line that is at the top is telling us the distance between the animating object and the object above it. So now let's view it in our app. So you see that is the text are moving. You see that the text are moving. So moving up and down. Now if you are wondering, so this will lead us to another thing, but this thing has already been explained to us during the HTML. You can be wondering that what is this span? What is this span that is being used here? What is it all about? So the reason why I use the span is because I want to deal with everything. Okay, let me take it from here. We have two type of tag. We have the inline tag and the external tag. The external tag are the P tag, H1 tag, and the likes. So why the internal tag? The internal tag is all the span. We have span, we have IMG, we have bold, bracket, and the likes. So those are examples of inline tag. Now these inline tags, their functions are they are used to what? To work on some parts, or to work on some part of the element, or some part of the content inside a specific element, or they can be used to work on the element or the content inside a specific tag or element, inside an external tag or element. For example, now if I have P no, I'm sorry. So if I have P and then I say this is a paragraph. Now I said this is a paragraph. Now for me to work on ordinary is a, I can use the inline tag or element. That means I'm working on some part of the element inside an external tag, or I can use the inline tag or inline element to work on all the elements inside the specific external tag. But the external tag here is what? Is my P. But the internal tag I want to use, I can use span. I can use span. So span is an inline tag. Span is an inline tag that is being used to work on a part of on some part of the inline element, on some part of the content inside an external tag. So now let me view it in my browser. Now here we have, this is a paragraph, right? We have this is a paragraph. Now this is a paragraph. If I want to make it to be, if I want to make is a the is a in between this and paragraph, is a that is in between this and paragraph, if I want to give it a different color, I can do that easily with what? With the span. I can do that easily with the span. I will just give my span an ID attribute, then I'll say color. So once I get my CSS file, I will just give it a declaration of color. I will give it a selection of color. Then I will say declaration bracket. Then I will say color gray. So if I'm to view this now in my app, you see that the color will be different. Do you see that? So that is the function of span. So but here in this animation, I'm using it for all the content inside the external tag of paragraph. Inside the I'm using it on all the contents inside the external tag. So I use it as an inline tag here also, but inside the external tag of paragraph. So now I think I've explained div also. Okay, let me just brief on it. Now the difference between div and span. Div is always being used for an external bracket and the external bracket of or external part of a specific tag. So like div can be used on an external tag. Div is an external tag. It can also be used on an external tag. For example, if on this animation, if I want to give it an external tag, okay, for example now, from my paragraph here that I have capitalization to the paragraph here that I have, this is a paragraph, and I give it a color, an ID of color, I can put all of them inside a single bracket, inside a single border with what? With div. What am I saying? Let's put it into practice. I'll say div So I'll say div, then I'll give it an ID. I'll give it an ID or class. Let me give it a class of let me give it a class of special. Now in my CSS file, I can just say declaration of special, then that is my selection of special, then my declaration bracket, then I'll say okay, let me give it border, and say solid black. So do you see that? I've enclosed everything inside a single border. Now I can also give it a background. I can also give it a background. I can give everything background color and say gray. So anything I do on that div will always affect everything that is being contained in the div, that the div contain, that is in between that div tag. So do you see that it has changed the background color of everything now? So that is the function of div, and that is the difference between div and span. So see you in the next class. Thank you.